Warning, the Spoilercast does contain spoilers of current and past movies, books, video, games, TV shows, and possibly your life. So if you're listening to a show called Spoilercast and you're pissed off that we gave away spoilers, we really don't care. Thanks again and have a wonderful day. Hello everyone and welcome to Spoilercast by Alltower Media. This is Alligator bringing you a new episode to talk about an amazing series, Archer. For those of you that haven't heard, D.A. Roberts has book 5 out for the Ragnarok Rising series, and coming soon is book number 2 of the Lost Legion series, taking place in the Infinite Black universe. Make sure to check out our website at alltowermedia.com, as well as visit our Facebook page and Instagram at alltowermedia. Be sure to visit our friends at Flick Freaks at all social medias except MySpace. Watch out for Let's Plays with Alltower Media, Flick Freaks, and Spellbook. Oh, what's that smell, kids? Your shit's about to get spoiled. Holy shit snacks!
You're actually pretty good at that.
Thank you.
So tonight we are talking about Archer, and I do have Allie over here. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Excellent. You seem kind of loopy. You tired?
Oh, very. Kids woke me up at 4:30 this morning after 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And I have yet to nap.
That'll do it.
I have coffee,
See,
tea.
back in the day, whenever you were like a little kid, you fought tooth and nail
Man.
not to take a nap.
And now it's all I fucking want as an adult.
Right?
I want fucking naps.
At some point in time, you're just like, you know, it'd be really nice right now? A nap. Just laying around and doing nothing.
You know what else you fight as a kid that you figure out you want as an adult?
What?
Spankings.
Well, I mean,
all the time.
And that voice you hear there is our other guest. Hey, how are you doing, Sean?
What's up?
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Do you get spankings on a regular basis?
Yeah, well.
Only when you're bad?
Yeah.
Oh. You screwed that up
I
bad.
did. I went for it, and then I was like, oh, man.
Blah, blah, some joke about you two having vaginas.
Yep.
So that happened.
Yes, it did. And then Dire Monkey, how are you?
Peachy.
You passed out spankings, I'd imagine.
Oh.
Is any one of us surprised at
Listen,
that?
we've got to get this out of our system now, because when we get done with this, we're going to turn around and do Spellcast, and we can't talk like this and that.
Fuck, shitty, titty, shitty.
Yeah, you got to purge this from your system. This is Spoilercast. It's like cleansing you. Are you dying? Are you dying? Is that what's going on?
Don't die, Allie.
I got a cold like a month ago, and I'm still kicking that residual phlegm.
Yeah.
So I apologize if I fuck up this recording.
That sounded delicious.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Tasted like metal. Yeah.
What was it? I said, I was watching the episode earlier today of Archer, and he's like, Cyril, I'm so mad at you. I taste copper.
Yeah, right?
So that is what we're talking about, is Archer. And we're talking about that because season 8 is out, and they have 3 episodes of it currently on air. You haven't seen any of them yet, Allie?
No, I have not seen any of season 8. And I'm actually 2 episodes behind on season 7. Because we don't have
You were going to watch that last night?
I was going to watch it last night, and then I got extremely tired because I had stayed up 2 nights before with my sister-in-law playing Minecraft until 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I came over last night for a little bit, and you guys were playing some Minecraft.
Yeah. It's an addiction.
Amongst other things.
Yeah. It's bad.
It's like, I get over there last night, and her husband, Al, my best friend since the 4th grade, he's showing me around their little location that they have in this one world that they're working on. And they've got, he's like, over here, I created this area, and now there's like this, it's like it's a lake or an ocean, and there's just this pit of water. Like the water physics have gone, and it's just created this little drop off. Yeah. And he's trying to get it balanced out, but he can't. And he was working with it. We started to kind of get it fixed, and he's like, all right, I'm stopping for a minute. I'm like, hey, can I try? So I took it from him, and they went out and had a smoke break, and I fixed the water physics there by setting out a whole bunch of cobblestone, like 1 layer deep, and then put water over top of it. It worked.
You did well.
I fixed it.
You did. And that vortex was a son of a bitch, because whenever I'd go by on a boat, I'd get sucked into it and then stuck.
And then you're all the way down at the bottom, because there's just these pillars of water that surround you. and you can't go anywhere. So that's what that was. But it was a lot of fun. But
we digress. Let's not talk about Minecraft.
You were going to watch the last 2 episodes of Archer.
I know.
Or for season 7.
Yeah, and then today.
So you still don't know, like.
I still have no idea about the Archer floating face down in the pool scene.
Okay.
I still don't. I have my theories.
Okay, what are your theories? I want to hear that. I want to hear what you're talking about.
My theory is that it's one of Krieger's, bionic body doubles.
So you remember, I think it's like 3 episodes in, they go to, what's the one with Barry, Robot Barry that comes back, and then at the end of it, what happens at the end of it?
He puts on Cyril's face.
Where did he get the face from?
From Krieger, because he has bionic body doubles of everybody.
Wait, but it gets worse than that. Krieger has a creepy collection of all their faces.
Oh, I know. The faces
in
and the
all of
hands.
Them, yes.
Wait, ready?
Yeah, all of them.
It's awful.
And then he has them floating in vats.
I still have my theories about Krieger, but
Krieger is.
Did you research the theory that we discussed last night?
Krieger is probably my favorite character.
Oh yeah,
out of all of them, and I have not looked into it yet.
Okay.
There is, Sean. Tell me if I'm wrong with this. It's highly speculated that he's a clone of Adolf Hitler.
Yes.
But even he admits he looks nothing like Adolf Hitler.
But
stupid theory. Pam Hoovy is my favorite.
Is it?
Yes, I love Pam. I
like the whole her just chowing down on bags of cocaine.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what?
Everyone hated, universally panned. Archer Vice is the most hated of the entire series.
Yeah.
Really?
And I could not get enough of Pam being a coke whore.
It was hilarious.
Being just...
I am not an advocate for drug use. Not a lot of people in my life know this, and this I'll confess to our listeners here, but 10 years ago I used to be a meth addict.
What?
I have 10 years clean.
Who was that?
Congrats.
Was that you sounding?
Nope, it was not.
That wasn't me sounding. I heard a phone.
Yes, it was me.
You know it wasn't me. It's on the fucking board.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's studio rules right there.
Yeah.
It was Sean.
Turned it up for the soundboard and I forgot.
Oh, okay. All right. It's all good. All right. So back to what we were saying. We were having a heartfelt moment with Allie here, and then the phone went off.
She was pouring her heart out, and then fucking Zelda played.
I would say I was pouring my heart out. I was just giving people a little
context,
glimpse into my life.
You yourself have struggled with
addiction and substance abuse. So I never advocate it, but I swear, watching that season and watching her chow down on all that coke,
it's hysterical.
The coke fueled rages that she would go in killed me. And it might have been a little familiar, but we'll open that can of worms another day.
She's a nut job.
Look at who you're talking to.
I love her to death, though.
I know. No, she's
fantastic.
She's hilarious.
So who's your favorite character, Sean?
It's a toss-up. It's a tie between Cheryl, and I go Carol. So even the creators are like, take your pick, because they haven't decided on a solid name for it yet. But Carol is my favorite, second to Archer. And that's because I have a long-standing, very ungay love affair with H. John Benjamin.
I do love H. John Benjamin.
Ever since I first saw Home Movies, which I'm the only human being on the planet that owns all of Home Movies.
And I hate that show.
The show was so fantastic. He played the coach in it, and it's a crudely drawn TV cartoon.
I will admit I don't know that one.
And it's atrocious. I think it's the first thing he ever did, and he was amazing in it. His character as the coach in it. What's great about H. John Benjamin is it doesn't matter what person or character he plays in whatever show, he's always the same guy.
Yeah.
He's always him. And so that voice, he never changes.
The voice never changes, no, but the characters definitely do. There's a huge difference between
Bob Belcher.
And Archer.
Unless you watch the crossover.
Unless you watch the crossover. Yeah. That was something special.
And then it explains it.
Oh shit, I think I might have actually fallen asleep for that episode.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
No.
Oh no.
Carol.
So he gets amnesia.
Yeah.
And he takes on the personality of Bob Belcher, and what it's supposed to be is Archer. All of every episode it's suggested, it's not necessarily this, but it's suggested that Archer gets amnesia and then becomes Bob, and he is Bob Belcher, right? And he becomes that, and then while he's working there, They've got the kids, and they've got Linda. And then these Russian...
In a slightly less cartoony form.
Who, by the way, I fucking love Linda.
And
she makes me so happy.
But then these Russian mobsters recognize him, and they show up there at
and it turns into a straight scene from History of Violence.
Yes.
You know what? I do remember that episode. I was stoned when I watched that one. That's what it was.
So
I do remember that one. I'd say my second favorite character, though, has to be Mallory.
You think so?
Oh, I love Mallory.
I loved her during
that callous. I know that's what I love about her. That callous, non-caring.
So
always has a drink in her hand.
You always get this idea that she's at some point in time, way back when, she was a badass secret agent. Right?
Yes.
But you never really get any of that because she's just kind of like this really hateful. But then during this episode that I was just watching today is where she's all tied up because Barry tied her up and put her on the ground. And
that was awesome.
She manages to get free. And as she's leaving, she's like, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a drink.
Yep.
And then I'm going to kill everyone.
Yep. The only thing that you get, I think, throughout the series that really gives you a glimpse into her past life was the flashback scenes when she's pregnant with Archer.
Yes.
That's it.
I get the impression, and they don't, you're right, they never directly address it, but I really do get the impression that Mallory is the way she is. She's jaded because of her time as a spy.
Probably.
And all the bullshit, dealing with the CIA and all the different agencies and their bullshit. And so she's just gotten to this point where she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna let other people deal with this shit. And I'll just run shit in the background because she's been there, done that, so to speak.
Yeah.
She's like, I want the desk job. I want to sit back and just let everybody else do it. But she can't do that because everybody that she has working for her are complete fuck-ups.
Exactly. and what's so great is they do such a fantastic job with this show of creating the Inspector Clouseau environment where everyone is a complete and total fuck up, but somehow they manage to pull it off. But
not always.
But there's always a caveat. Like they'll get the job done, but they'll lose everything, right? So if it's drugs or it's money or whatever, they get out alive. They manage to stay whole. But they've completely fucked up the situation.
Oh, completely.
And now the next episode is them dealing with the repercussions and
the fallout
consequences of that.
See, okay, but Archer has his flaws, but he's not a fuck up.
No, that's what I love about him. Is because every once in a while, just for like 7 seconds, you'll see how incredibly fucking badass that dude is.
Because he is.
Yeah, he is.
But he's so full of himself.
He's such an egotistical, womanizing,
and all of that
lunk.
Diminishes his skill level.
Yes.
Because when you talk about how amazing you
himself.
are and how wonderful you are and how much you're a badass and in that scene when they're getting shrunk into the body and Lana's talking to him about, do you just not think you're going to die? And he's like, no, Lana, I don't think about it because it's not going to happen.
It's like what we talked about the other day. That parallel I use is those people that you've met in your life who are always having to tell people, I'm really a good person. If you have to fucking tell people you're a good person all the time, then you're not a good fucking person.
Probably not.
No.
So,
but the difference is he is. So when he's like, I can totally do this. This is me. And everybody's like, would you quit being so full of yourself? And he's like, would you shut up and just let me handle it?
Right.
And then he just does it. And everybody's like, holy shit.
When they visit Lana's dad, and they get in the car.
Gonna say.
And he's like, are you sure he can do this? And Lana's like, actually, this is one of the things he's best at.
And every once in a while, you see it when Lana's in real peril, okay? Or when he's dealing with so much shit with Mallory, someone pisses him off royally. Yeah. And he's like, I don't have time for this shit. You'll see those moments where he breaks free of his egotism and his self-righteousness.
No, he still has it.
And
he still has it because there are those moments. Okay. For instance, one of the episodes I watched the other night, what was it? That he was hiding in the trunk of a car.
Oh yeah.
Lana was the chauffeur, but she's not a chauffeur because he corrects them on the actual term for that. But he's hiding in the trunk of the car, and then while he's hiding in the trunk, they get overthrown by the biker guys, and they take him back to wherever it is they're going to kill him. And then Mallory and everybody at the office ends up calling them to check in
and listening to what they think is the false voicemail.
Exactly,
recording.
and he ends up just thrashing everybody there. Mm-hmm. And then later on, they were like, is that crickets? Did he train crickets?
It's like, oh shit, that was a real thing.
That's a real recording.
Whoops.
See, in those moments, but he's still full of himself because as soon as that was over, somehow he's naked.
But that's
somehow
what I'm saying
he's naked.
For the 6 seconds, he's actually doing it. he's badass. It's not self-aggrandizing. It's just ass-kicking and being awesome. And immediately, when everything's dead and the smoke is still rising from the barrel, he's patting himself on the back and stroking his own cock.
Of course.
Okay, the one time that I have truly felt that Archer was not at fault for being as sexually charged as he is. When they visited Lana's parents and his parents got in the hot tub with him naked and then said they wanted to share something special with him, Lana had no right to be mad at him.
No,
for that.
she did not.
No right.
I felt so bad the whole episode.
God, that was awful.
Also,
When two naked people get in a hot tub with you and say we want to share something special with you, I'm not a sexually charged person.
What are you
I would've
supposed
thought,
to think?
Right?
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Where do you go with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
and they keep dancing around it. Yeah,
yeah.
On a side note, also when he and Lana sparked things back up, and he went back to his apartment, and Katya was there.
Oh, yeah.
And she wanted to give him, and so her pussy was in the sink again. I was like, oh my god, he did such a good job. He'd still stuck his tongue down her throat, but nonetheless,
it was a goodbye kiss.
It was a goodbye kiss. He did everything in his power to be like, bitch, you gotta go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's Katya. Come on now, right? So
That's like his one weakness.
I know,
Like,
and then he gets fucked up over it because Lana's pissed as hell because there's a vagina
in the next
sink.
episode, after he has drugged Lana, kidnapped her, and taken her to fucking Wales to some country fucking side house, they're having a conversation, and even Lana admits, like, yeah, this shit does fucking happen to you.
Yeah,
You know?
you are a magnet for this.
The first 10 minutes of that episode is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It personifies everything that makes Archer awesome as a show.
Yeah.
Okay. The irony and, the sarcasm and the rain of bad luck that the cloud of bad luck that follows Archer everywhere he goes.
And yet how he still manages to make it through everything despite it.
And the fact that despite being a womanizing, like self-aggrandizing douchebag, like he truly does like have real emotions, you know?
Yeah.
Like, despite the fact that he drugged her, kidnapped her, threw her on a plane, and then took her off to Wales, it was done out of pure love and a desire to try to make up
to fix what was wrong.
And he just happened to pick a place where there was also some work for them.
Yeah, right. Can we take a moment to discuss a couple of the characters' secret lives?
Stop! My penis can only get so erect.
Specifically,
Krieger.
no.
I love Krieger though.
Oh, Krieger.
He's in love. He's in love with a hologram.
I know. That's so fucking weird. But no.
That can just kind of materialize
I think it's
anywhere.
funny that as a fan of Krieger, of all of his insanely fucked up, perverse joys, being in love with a hologram is the one you chose.
Oh yeah,
Right?
no, it's super. That's like it's super tame, right? It's like super duper tame.
Yeah.
Like the transgender frog that he has in his pocket.
So fucking random.
He's like he pulls his pocket out. Shh.
Why?
Or Piggly. You remember Piggly?
No, why don't I remember Piggly?
Because you never see Piggly. It's the mutant pig boy that he created.
Oh, yeah. God. No, but I really want to talk about Pam,
About
though.
Pam. Go for
I
it.
really want to talk about Pam.
Her fucking tattoo of her.
The tattoo on her back.
Uh-huh.
The fact that she used to be a street racer.
She's the HR person.
When they were stopped and she was hauling that van, all those gangsters that came up and started causing shit, and she was like, "Oh, shut the fuck up!" Starts telling them, "I was bitch slapping you when you were still in diapers or something." I remember everything she said. It was
Yeah.
like, I want to know more about Pam's secret life.
Actually, now that you mention it, Pam absolutely, without question, most likely has absolutely without question, has the best backstory. Like, there's so much
But I
depth
feel like we
there.
don't know enough about it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
that bugs me.
There's so much to mine there
There's
as
so
material.
much depth to Pam.
I mean, we've got Carol, who is fun in her current state.
And owns an ocelot.
But she's just
Right.
But she's just a rich bitch who hates her family and wants to do other stuff.
Right. And then says
So
dumb
even though
shit
she's
every now
got
and
more
then.
money than God, she's basically a glorified
And is-
administrative assistant.
And she's
is
dumb as
super,
a post.
super sexually charged.
Oh, is
Oh
she?
my God!
Holy
yes.
shit.
Except for that one scene whenever Archer's doing the Just the Tip thing.
I think the only guy that's ever come into the office there that she hasn't at one point tried to fuck was probably Ron. Which, by the way, I'd love to see more of him as
Ron
well.
Burgundy.
No,
Ron. I'm sorry.
Mallory's husband, Ron.
Cadillac.
Ron Cadillac.
What's the guy at the very beginning? He dies. The dude that Archer just kept shooting.
Barry.
No, it wasn't Barry.
Not Barry.
Chet.
Was it Chet?
Chet, the guy who always gets shot in the office.
Yeah, he just kept getting shot in the office.
Until he finally died in the FBI raid?
Yes. That one was so funny. I love how the guy walks in and he's like, oh shit, who put the FBI on the back of the shirts?
Yeah, that's great. By the way, Carol and her sexually charged nature, I may or may not, more than once, have contemplated jerking it to Pam.
Wow.
Oh, come on,
wow,
admit it, you've done it.
To Pam?
No, to
you
Carol.
said to Pam.
To Carol.
I've jerked it to Pam.
Subconsciously.
When Pam and Carol built the hot tub,
oh god,
and she hopped up in there with Krieger, I was like,
I love
she's like,
Pam.
What? I put the fat back on. It was great.
All right, so time for a little bit of focus here. So season 8 bounced out, and you
Dreamland.
aren't caught up on that.
Okay, I have a theory.
You haven't caught up on that. But here's where we're at. So it starts with everybody at a funeral. And then it goes to, it's got Archer in a hospital bed. Okay, so I'm not going to get you guys to what brought it to that because you're 2 episodes behind.
Hold on, but I have a theory.
But this is Spoilercast.
Go, yeah. Hold on, go ahead.
I have a feeling or a theory that this season is actually all a hallucination, quote, dream in Archer's coma.
It is.
Okay, so, and please tell me it's Barry Dillon. Please tell me it's Barry Dillon and he works for Len Drexler.
Just wait.
Please. Okay.
Just wait. All right, so I'm not going to bridge the gap for you. I'm not going to do that.
But it's Spoilercast.
It is, but I'm not going to do that because I want to talk about season 8. Okay?
Yeah.
So you've got Archer in the water, face down, okay? And then we're going to skip because we haven't seen Woodhouse in like forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, God, poor fucking Woodhouse.
He's
Where
dead.
is he?
He's dead. That's where he's at. He's
officially
dead.
dead?
He's dead.
Officially
He's
died.
dead.
They
He's
killed him.
dead. So here we are at the beginning of season 8, and that's the funeral that they're all at. It's Woodhouse, right?
That's a shame.
And so here's Archer in the hospital bed, okay, and he's in a coma. And Mallory and Lana are talking about Woodhouse being dead, right? And then it sinks into, like, it zooms in on his face, and it goes into his subconscious, and it is his subconscious, okay?
Who the hell is Archer going to yell at now that Woodhouse is gone?
That was another aspect.
He
of
thinks
the show
he's
that I fucking
people.
loved.
Yeah.
He thinks he's people.
We've got 2 rules, Woodhouse. What are they?
No
dogs or your
and-
mother.
Continue.
Oh, Woodhouse. So it starts off with it's very noir feeling, right? So it's this,
Noir?
Noir. That's
You said noir.
Noir.
I was
drawing on. That's all I'm doing. Anyhow, so it's because it's kind of that, right? Archer's supposed to be a PI. Okay, that's how he sees himself apparently internally. And he's running up on a crime scene in this alley, and it's Woodhouse. He's dead, right? So he's running up on this, and Pam and her partner Cyril are cops that are stopping him from getting to where Woodhouse is.
Okay,
that's how we're introduced to this, and there is a what are those places called? It's like a fucking
speakeasy.
It's like a club where they have like
a little jazz club.
Yeah. They got like a little stage and they play jazz music.
Cabana Club?
Yeah, like that. Okay, that's what Dreamland is.
Dinner club.
Okay.
That's what Dreamland is. Okay, and he's introduced to the person who is. See, Woodhouse in this is also got an addiction, and he's like, well, like maybe he didn't pay his dealer, so he goes to meet his, Woodhouse's dealer.
They've alluded to this the entire series.
This is in his dream state, and they're like, hey, here's a lead for you, PI. Maybe he didn't pay his dealer.
Okay,
quit getting ahead of me. His dealer is, Krieger. It's Krieger, but Krieger's also the bartender at this club.
Oh boy.
Okay. And so he's meeting all of these characters kind of for the first time. He has something of a history with Pam's character and Cyril's character in this because he's a PI and they're cops, right?
Yeah.
But he goes and he meets Krieger, who's like, do you know who I work for? And he's like, I don't give a crap. And so Krieger's got this giant dude working for him that's basically his protection, and they knock him out and they drag him inside. And then he meets the owner of the club. And when he wakes up, it's Mallory. Mm-hmm. And she's like, do you know who I am? He's like, yeah, I know who you are. And he's like, what should I call you? And she's like, for now, you can call me Mother. And so he starts referring to her as Mother. And so she's supposed to be this up and coming crime lord, right?
Oh boy. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Lana is, the club's like seductive singer.
Okay.
Ray is the jazz musician.
That was just written in there for him.
Right. And so every time he's like training some dude who's on the drums, and every time somebody makes a joke, they're off scene, and he does the rim shot. And so every time it happens, he's like, "Would you stop that?" And you steer him in the background.
You did that.
That was a
too well.
fantastic Ray impression.
That was.
Yeah.
That was uncanny.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Bravo, sir.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Every now and then I can do that. So then you go on and you meet Carol's character, who she's a duchess and she's super rich.
Shocker.
And the first time you meet her, she's like, I want to hire you, Mr. Archer. I want you to kill me. And he's like, okay. And he just draws a gun on her like immediately.
Wow.
And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And loses it. And she's like, no. I want you to fake my death. And he's like, you have no idea how difficult that's going to be. You need to find somebody who has a similar body type, similar dental structure. And she starts like giddily laughing. She's like, yay! And he's like, what the fuck? So she takes him downstairs to her car. She's been driving around with a dead person in her trunk. It's one of the staff from the place where she lives. Apparently her brother killed this chick.
Which is no surprise because her brother's a
right. And so,
piece of shit.
So she's like, look, and she picks this dead chick up and holds her up next to her face. And he's like, what am I looking at? And she's like, she has perfect teeth. I have perfect teeth.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And so now they're trying to stage this person's death. And of course, also, he's still trying to figure out who has killed Woodhouse. That's what's happening internally. That's what Dreamland is. And part of me is taking this as he's going to wake up and he's going to find out that Woodhouse is actually dead, but he died as an actual, like, someone killing him kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I really feel like what's happening in his subconscious and reality are going to overlap with one another, and that it's going to work out like this. And Barry is in it, but Barry's a hitman for the bad guy in Dreamland. And what's really, really funny is they make reference to him on a very regular basis as he puts people in vats of acid, in big drums of acid to melt them down, right?
Wow.
And Archer manages to get the drop on him on one of the episodes. And like I said, there's only 3 episodes out right now.
Damn it, tell me, is the bad guy Len Trexler?
I'm not telling you.
Fucker. Son of a bitch, piece of shit, cocksucker.
Yes, I think he is.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is, because
it's gonna be so magical.
He's supposed. Okay, so you've got the corrupted police chief. You've got Barry as the number 2. You've got Cyril and Pam, who kind of know that their boss is on the take.
Right.
Like, it's got the whole thing going, right?
So is it Archer's agency or is it Cyril's?
It's Archer and his partner Woodhouse. They're partners.
Okay, so they're just using some young guy to play Woodhouse because the guy.
No, it's Woodhouse as the old man Woodhouse, and he's dead. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, so he's not actually in the show because I'm going to say the actor who played Woodhouse died.
That's
why
and
he
he's
got rid
died.
of the
Yeah,
show.
he's died now.
Okay, so he's just labeling it as Archer and Woodhouse.
Yeah, it's their PI service, and he's meeting all of the other people from his actual life
for the first time
in his dream
universe.
In this universe as the first go around. So like he doesn't know Lana, but then he meets her, and he doesn't know Carol, but he meets her. He doesn't know his mother. He knows of his mother, and she's like, you can refer to me as mother. So that's what all of this is, right?
That's not
so
creepy at all.
It's laying
right.
ground.
You can call me mom.
It's laying groundwork for all of this stuff. And he keeps having flashbacks to, I want to say it's World War II. I was talking with Jareth about it the other day, and I'm pretty certain that this whole time frame is supposed to be post-World War II time frame. Okay. And he keeps having these flashbacks to when he's in the war. And he's a very highly decorated soldier. He's like super good at it, but he didn't ever like advance in rank because he doesn't like
he's him.
Because he's him, and now he's a PI. But he ends up getting a drop on Barry, and Barry's like, they're.
Oh, sweet! It's got to be non-cyborg Barry.
Yeah, it's non-cyborg Barry.
Universe.
Yeah, and so it's it's Pam's working with him, and they find out that Barry is helping smuggle Chinese prostitutes in on this truck, and so Pam, he's like, your boss is on the take. Did you know that it involved human slavery? And she's looking down there and she's like, what the hell? And so she helps Archer rescue these girls. Well, they get the drop on Barry, and Archer's like, he's like, you better kill me, because if I figured out who you are, because they've covered up their faces, he's like, if I figure out who you are, I'm gonna melt you down in a barrel of acid, and so on and so forth. And he's like, so what you're saying is, whenever I drive out of here, I should run your head over instead of your feet. And he's like, what? And then the next scene, you show the truck driving away, and he's looking in the rearview mirror, and Barry's back there in the streets just screaming because he ran his fucking feet over with this. And it's one of those old school, like,
that's
big
dope.
army style dualies.
Yeah.
He runs his fucking legs over.
Oh my God.
Nice.
It is wonderful. So far, it's been fantastic, and I love everything that they're doing with it. And I don't know if they're going to like go out of the dream at any point in time and show like what's going on in reality, or if they're going to just keep it submerged in his subconscious in dreamland. But I don't know. I don't even have any speculation on where it could go with this. But do you have any idea do you have any thoughts on who Archer's dad is?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've the same ones we all do.
Right.
So, I mean, Nikolai was the prime candidate, but he's dead now. So, yeah,
you could still find out that it's him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that has always been
Is that who you think it is?
My thought is that it was Nikolai. But, of course, there's been speculation that it's Len. There's been speculation that it was somebody that Mallory met when she was, I don't remember, it was season 4. There was an unnamed man that Mallory was meeting with, you know what I mean? Because let's face it, Archer is painted as a poonhound, but Mallory did her fair share of dick squatting. So,
wow, that's a new phrase. Phrasing. Phrasing. We do phrasing,
we're
right?
Still doing phrasing.
Oh yeah,
do we do phrasing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Is cock squatting better?
Yes.
Dire Monkey, are you gonna weigh in on this whole portion of the conversation?
Cockhound.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so my theory.
I was gonna go with cock gobbler, but
cock gobbler's good. I called Augie a fart goblin earlier.
A goblin?
Fart goblin.
Okay,
That's
great.
We were talking about
your daughter farts a lot.
She does, but we went from pumpkin to pumpernickel to fart goblin. It's yeah.
That's great.
Anyway, I have a theory, and I don't remember the guy's name, but I want to say it was right after Katya dies when Archer goes out on the limb, and then they hire that pilot to go get him, played by Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Brick
Tamlin.
Brick something.
Brick something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze.
But I know who you're talking about. Yes, because.
But that guy, if you cannot look at him and tell me that was an older Archer.
That's true. Yeah.
To a fucking T. And it never gets brought up. It never gets addressed.
Rip Riley.
Thank you.
Rip Riley.
But so
you're right. He looks exactly
like him, sounds like him, talks like him, has the same personality quirks. I mean, they are
only older, wiser to his game, you know what I mean?
A little bit.
And a little less tolerant.
Tolerant. Well, a lot less tolerant. But they're such the same person. And I was stunned that nobody in the show has discussed the possibility that he could be Archer's dad.
Because when they first
I think Mallory even addresses that it was somebody from her past.
When they first meet Rip, when we first encounter Rip, he locates Archer, right? Who's been on his bender, and he comes over the video, or they are at ISIS.
Right.
They pull up his picture. Mallory's like, I already have somebody on it. And Pam and Carol are like, and Lana are all like, God damn. Woo! And Archer and Mallory's like, no.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I really think that's who his dad is.
I could buy it.
I could totally, I could totally see that.
I could also buy an army of Kriegers.
I still think there's an army of Kriegers out there somewhere.
There is an army of Kriegers out there somewhere.
I don't doubt that.
It's gotta be.
There's like, if Krieger were to die, he would just be replaced by another Krieger.
I want to explore this for just a second because I think she's onto something awesome. That would be a great way to have it be, mainly because there's been so much focus on these other characters as his father, right? There's been so much discussion and play. Rip has been there for the times he's needed, and then he's gone away. He's dignified. He's talented. He's missing an eye now because of the pirate prison.
Pirate prison. It's not a nice place to be.
So, but I mean, and he does personify Archer in a more dignified,
so much so,
and more self-controlled manner as an adult.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that nothing in the dialogue of the show
has ever
crossed that.
They've avoided it, actually.
They've avoided it, yes. And that makes me highly suspicious.
Okay.
Highly suspicious.
I can totally bank on that.
I could buy that.
Yep.
How many more seasons do you know are they greenlit for?
We barely got 8.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation that this will be the last season.
Oh shit! No. Okay. Well, then they have to resolve the Archer dad thing.
You don't know that.
You know what I say they do? They need to listen to our podcast and they need to hear me.
I agree. I could do 3 more seasons of this.
Right.
You know, at minimum 3 more seasons.
Oh, this could go on forever.
Oh, it could, but it won't.
I know.
But like I said,
It's so good.
It is. It is. But Krieger's my jam, man.
I know he is.
Because he's just batshit insane over here in
He's
Fort
you.
Awesome. Over here in Fort Awesome.
He's you.
Is he?
I think so.
Is that how I'd be if I was a mad scientist?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You would absolutely have the capability of turning people bionic.
Probably.
I don't know that you would necessarily have molds of our hands and faces.
You don't know that.
But you're right. I don't know that.
I do like the,
and that's why
and that's the same with him, where he's just like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
That's actually the thing about Krieger is every time we find out something that digs a little deeper, and we find out something that horrifies us about him, we think to ourselves, "Oh God." Before, I didn't think Krieger could get any weirder.
Right.
The problem is Krieger can always get weirder.
Always.
Like,
and that's what's creepy.
The moment where they're like, "How are you tracking his cell phone?" He's like, "The same way I'm tracking all your cell phones."
Yes, exactly.
Right?
And you're like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it." And then he just kind of moves on.
That's his line, too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Archer's got Danger Zone, Krieger's got Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Danger Zone!
Which is the thing I do with my wife all the time.
Danger
I have
Zone?
since the first time I
Danger
watched
Zone?
the first season. Yes.
You do
so
Danger
I'll be like,
Zone?
Baby! And she's like, what? Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
And she's like, I hate you.
I love
do it at restaurants.
Would you call this a
in
zone?
The store.
Is this an area?
Zone of danger?
Would you call this
that?
Would you say that this is dangerous?
Danger? Is there danger in this area?
It's so good.
So would that make it a danger zone?
I love all of those.
One of the things that makes this show great, okay, the animation is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's exceptional. It's very well composed. Scenes are set well.
The art style is what I really like.
Art style is fantastic.
Fantastic.
The show is incredibly well written. And I don't think I've ever seen a show ever that has a better collection of one-liners written into it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Absolutely.
It's got to be one of the most quotable shows I've ever watched. And there's some good ones out there.
There are.
Stop, my penis can only get so erect.
I love the fact that, because we touched earlier on how Archer will go to any length to save Lana.
Yep.
Yeah.
I loved the incredible lengths he went to get fucking Kenny Loggins for her baby shower.
Oh my God.
And
yes.
she was like, "Where's your present?" And he's like, "There. That's the present." Hello, Danger Zone.
That episode was fantastic. The glass pool on the roof.
Uh-huh.
And
That was
his bodyguard. And then he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I just want to hire you to play.
And then,
I love that K-Log is such a badass. Like, right? He's such a paranoid, like...
And you know what? I have to admit, I really love the duet between K-Log and Charlene.
By the way,
it's very awesome.
It's not Chet. His name's Brett.
Brett, yes.
Brett the Bullet Magnet.
What does he say? Kenny Loggins' bodyguard, he's like, I forget his name, but he's like, bad touch. Anytime somebody touches him, he's like, bad touch, and the bodyguard then beats them up. Because him and Carol go like in secret mode. You know, they all they sneak in uniforms from the hotel, and he's like, I forget his name. He's like, Bobby, bad touch, and then he just starts wailing on them. It's great.
That's a great way to signal.
Yeah,
to
bad
fight.
touch.
Okay, another one of my favorite scenes. Best one ever. When they get miniaturized.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to zoom out the eye, and they make it just not in the nick of time. And the thing just magnifies, gets super huge, and the body just blood everywhere.
Yeah.
The body they're in just explodes.
Yep.
And then Archer pops out, and I don't even remember what he says, but it's something so nonchalant.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, one issue I do have with the show, and this is probably
Is
me.
it his ringtone?
No.
Is it not his ringtone?
It's not his ringtone.
You don't mind the Milano Butts song?
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. No, the one issue that I have with the show, and it's probably because I'm a mother,
Okay.
is the way Mallory treats AJ. Doesn't want to let her eat, constantly calls her fat. You know, I have an issue with that, but that's probably just a mom
Is that
thing.
what it is?
No,
It's gotta
actually,
be a mom thing.
it creeped me out when she, because her domineering nature is funny when it's applied to Archer. But I think as a society, we have a thing about babies. They're innocent. You know, children are just, they're innocent. They haven't done anything to deserve anything. So the fact that she was like, I don't know what that, she wants to change his name.
Yeah, she wants to change the name.
She wants to control every aspect of his life.
She doesn't want the
fat
baby to
shames
eat. She fat shames her. She lets her be around her while she's smoking. Like all this stuff
Exactly.
that I have issues with.
And I actually kind of that's probably the only area where I kind of lost a little bit of respect for Archer, because I love him as a character, but like Seamus, like he gets a baby, he tattoos it. Well, funny in context, because we don't even really know that it's his, okay? And
Right.
But the fact that he would willingly go out and tattoo a baby. But it's awesome that they have matching tattoos. But you'd think that if it actually is his kid, and I think that's where they kind of draw the line to say, it's not his. But he tattooed someone's fucking child.
Right.
You know what I mean? An infant. So...
Awful.
But, the episode where they take AJ in for the interview at the private school.
Yes.
So fucking epic.
That was awesome.
Because it deals with so many issues. So it deals with those
That's
relationships.
when we see Archer becoming more human than he normally is.
Ever before.
Than ever before, because of his past experiences with these people. He's no longer the macho guy. Now he's like, you guys fucking gave me pneumonia.
Inner demons.
Total inner demons.
But
And up till that
still
point,
him.
you don't think he has any inner demons because he's so fucking amazing, right?
Right.
Oh.
It deals with the relationship issues with him and Lana, and that the very delicate mechanics of being two people who are honestly separate people, but you share this bond together.
Right.
And while so much of them wants to be like permanently together as a couple, she knows he's fucking Archer, and he knows he's fucking Archer.
Right.
And so it's just a disaster waiting to happen, but he'll do anything for that child, right?
Yeah.
And then the fact that she's like, she's so protective yet done with it.
Yeah.
You know? And then, of course, whatever it is, the dean of admissions and that whole fiasco. That episode is just so incredibly well written, because you get to see Archer be a little more human.
Yeah.
But finally he's defensive of something other
Up
than his
until
ego.
the point that Cyril gets involved with it, and he was like, now I think I understand why you bully me. It's because you were bullied.
Oh,
he was
God.
like, oh yeah, and I totally want to talk about that.
Yeah.
He's like, and you're being irrational. He's like, says the guy who wasted all of the bullets.
Right.
Which is another one of their running jokes that they constantly go back to.
I love the fact that Archer can count.
He's just constantly, where it's X amount of bullets, and he fills in that blank constantly, where he's just like, sounds like somebody wasn't counting their rounds.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines is he's like, because you fired 42 rounds and the clip's only 41. And he's like, seriously, am I the only one who counts these?
Right? Apparently he is.
He
Yeah,
is the
apparently
only one
he
that
is.
counts it.
Like in the pirate prison when he's like, boom, 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 right? He's ha ha acha, right?
And then there's this always underlying thing where Cyril is just always still going to be in love with Lana.
Well, it's because he's a sex addict, though.
Well, I know.
That's not a real thing.
I love how that keeps coming back around on him.
There's no such thing, Cyril.
Or Archer constantly getting an inappropriate erection. Like, seriously?
Oh my God. I just heard you get an erection.
Oh my God. Wait. The episode where he thought his mom was dead, Mallory was dead.
Oh my God.
It's like the first episode, and oh my God, are you hard?
The one where he's holding, is it?
No.
It's whenever he's
Veronica
got
Dean.
The
Veronica Dean.
When she walks in, and then
can
you just
hear
hear
it.
it, and Lana's like, "Oh my God, I just heard you get an erection."
Because his pants are just like, yeah. No, the one where he's holding, I don't remember why, but he's holding Lana hostage. And then his mother's being held hostage, and all of a sudden Lana's like, Jesus, are you getting an erection?
Yes. Yes.
And his mother's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my God, so much is the answer to that question.
Okay, to answer that question, I give you the scene where he comes out and he's wearing the catcher's mask and he's got a ping pong paddle.
Oh, okay, so do you guys know the running joke with the ping pong paddle?
No.
Okay, so if you watch every time Archer has sex, there's a ping pong battle. So watching the scene, it's in the bed or it's on the floor. Every
It's
time he has
somewhere.
sex. And it has to do with this pseudo, not Pygmalion, Oedipus complex that he has with his mother. She used to spank him with one. So every time Archer has good sex, a ping pong paddle is involved. He's getting spanked or he's spanking with a ping pong paddle.
I think the only scene where that
flashbacks to when he was spanked as a child by Mallory.
Yep.
I think the only scene where that wouldn't be the case would be after they are on that CIA mission with the prince and his mother, and then him and Lana end up doing it in the bathroom.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's not in that scene.
I'm gonna go look for a ping pong
Are you?
paddle. Yeah.
Like
in the mirror.
Here's
or
what we're
something.
gonna do. One of these days, I'm gonna have a day off where it's like I work, and because right now I'm working early mornings. So on the day it's like I don't have to work the next day. I'm gonna find you, Sean, and we're gonna watch something. And every time something happens, we're gonna take a shot. And
Oh dear.
you get 2 shots for ping pong paddles.
Oh, this is a party that's gonna happen.
Oh God.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't want to be at that party.
Chris, I gotta tell
fun.
Chris. I gotta tell Chris he'll come.
It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be fun. We're gonna sit around. It's like, oh, ping pong paddle, 2 shots for you.
I'm good.
You drink. You drink now.
No.
Every time Mallory shows up with a drink, you have to have one.
You know what I would like to see from this show? I would like to see more of Ron. The
You think?
episode when Archer is
I don't
abandoned
like-
up
I
in
don't like
Canada
him.
and Ron has to go up and rescue
I'm
him,
not
and
a
then they
fan
come
of him.
back
He's
and there's
he's an idiot.
this
Ron
whole
Cadillac.
Ron Cadillac. Yeah,
He's a good distraction for
I think
not
for Mallory, but I'm not
a fan of him. Yeah, I'm not a fan of
Oh,
him.
see, I am. That scene when Archer is abandoned up in
There
Canada
is an Archer drinking game right here.
and Ron goes up to save him and bring him back.
Okay.
And that whole
Yes.
Take a
fiasco
drink.
that happens is amazing.
Take a
So
drink
those are the
anytime.
two-
Take a drink anytime. Anytime
Any of
glass
these things
breaks,
happen.
Archer says, "Do you not?"
Oh God, you'll be hammered before you finish
Seriously.
an episode.
Anyone has a drink in their hand, Lana says, "Yup" or
Yep.
"Nope."
Nope.
So the 2 running jokes in the show, okay, psychological ones for Archer,
Okay.
are the ping pong paddle.
Yep.
And can you guess the other one? It
Um.
has to do with a fear.
Oh God. I've got nothing.
Yeah.
What is
Fear
it?
of alligators.
Oh yeah,
He's
he did.
terrified of fucking
Oh, that's
alligators.
right. He is.
So, do you remember the episode where they flashed back to him playing as a boy because mom missed his birthday? And the door opens and the guy comes in and he goes, who are you? And he says, I'm your daddy. And he gives him a pet alligator, a toy stuffed alligator.
Oh Jesus.
So it's this deep ingrained fucked up thing
Wow.
where he's terrified of alligators because it represents loss and abandonment
Yeah.
and all this shit for Archer that he feels whenever
Wow.
he's so like there's so much shit written into this show. Like you could break down
It's much deeper than
far
what
deeper.
they give you on surface level.
Yeah, and you know a show is good when it can get people who normally would be turned completely off by a thing into it. Like my
Yeah.
wife does not do cartoon shows at
Yeah.
all.
Well,
You know?
neither does Dire Monkey.
She's like, fuck it, it's stupid.
He's
so if
shaking
it's
his head right now.
right now, he's like, fuck cartoon
He's
shows.
like, no, I'll do cartoon
Like
shows.
South Park, it doesn't matter how well written something is. If it's cartoon, she instantly turns off to it. She's like, whatever.
Dire
Yeah.
Monkey.
I've seen 2 episodes, and it's the animation style of it.
Yeah.
It's the same type of animation style that what was that Keanu Reeves movie several years ago that was animated? Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Same type of cell animation.
Yep.
makes me nauseous.
Really? That's unfortunate.
I had to watch Scanner Darkly with my head down.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
No. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucks.
This is such a good show. I'm sorry
It's
you have
really
to miss it.
good. Yeah.
Even the first couple episodes I watched, I was like, eh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's super good.
I guess if you put real actors in it, I'd probably be better. But I don't know.
Oh my god, I want to see a live action Archer show
Live
now.
action
Dude,
Archer would be amazing.
your eyes just lit up. You were like, oh my god, how come I've never thought of this before?
Yeah.
I don't know who you would pick as literally any of these
the
characters.
Oh, I know. Aisha
Because
Tyler
you
would be
couldn't-
perfect as Lana if she wasn't too
would.
short.
Well, she'd be perfect for it.
Yeah,
The problem is that you wouldn't be
BT
able to
Dubs. Confession number 3, I want to fuck the shit out of
Okay,
Lana.
but
Oh, well, yeah.
you wouldn't be
Really?
you wouldn't be able to cast anyone for Archer and not have H. John Benjamin's voice.
Well, yeah.
No.
I mean,
yeah.
you see where the breakdown
The
is.
rest of the
Yeah.
cast would be easy,
That's
Yeah.
you're right. That's why it would never work.
Except-
Except he can't be Archer.
Right.
except Krieger and Ray, because Krieger and Ray in real life they look like each other's characters.
Yes, they do.
So
Yeah.
so that would be a problem.
So did I ever tell you my juicy little tidbit of Archer? My favorite aspect of the show.
Sure, tell us, and then I'm going to tell a secret that I did the other day over at your house.
So
He top tanked you, bro.
No, go
no,
ahead.
he didn't. No.
He knows what I'm getting ready to say.
Oh,
He
So,
knows what I'm getting ready to say, and he's afraid.
Chris and I are super big Archer fans, like super big Archer fans.
You've got books on your shelf
I've
about
got,
Archer.
I've got Archer's book that he wrote.
wow.
So I and so for Chris's birthday 2 years ago, I set up a visit to Trinity Animation, which is the studio in Kansas City that does all the backdrops and digital animation, like the car. Oh my god, his fucking car! So yeah, all
the
those
one with the fuel pump issue.
so all those other scenes that you see that are digitally composited, they do all
Phrasing.
that work. Phrasing. So it has a pumping issue, all right. I'm sorry I can't hear you over the sound of my throbbing erection. So they do all this work, and I set up a visit to there for us, and I pissed Chris off. It was great because we got to Kansas City, and we did it under the guise of all us, me and my wife, and he and his wife going to visit. And then while I was there, I was like, "Hey, I got a confession to make. We're not just here for fun. I do have a client in town. We're scouting for site design." And he was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." And so we took him over to the studio, right? And I'm like, I promise it'll probably only take 20 minutes, but I mean, we can tell the girls to go have lunch. We'll just text him. If it feels like it's going to be an hour or longer, we'll just text him. And I could see, like, he's a good dude, okay? But I could see the fucking veins on the side of his face pulsing.
Because he's mad.
Because he's pissed off. Two reasons. It's a weekend with our wives, right?
Yeah.
But it's also his wife. And now I'm putting him in hot water
Right.
when he had not expected it. So now he hasn't had a chance to groom her or prep her. So he thinks she's going to be pissed as fuck that he deserted her on a weekend getaway to go do business, right? So then we walk in, and the girls walked behind us, and he didn't realize. And then we walk in, and he's like, what the fuck? As soon as the guy comes up and introduces himself, Chris is like, because he felt out of his business, right? And then I tell him what it is. And he's like, we do the animation for Archer. Chris's jaw just hit the floor.
Aww.
So we got to do this like tour of the facility. We got to see their insane server farm, which is gorgeous. So I was geeking out over Archer and the hardware at the same time.
Stop! My penis can only get
Constant
so
boner.
erect.
Yeah, it's constant boner. Poor Jim Lammers. So Jim Lammers is the head of the studio. Hi, Jim. So,
Do you think
as
they'd
I
be
just
listening
mentioned-
to
Oh,
this?
that'd be.
I just
hope
mentioned.
So.
I just
hope
mentioned
so.
my erection in his office. Today. But
Holy shit, snacks.
yeah. So it's decorated like any animator studio would be, right? Every wall, every surface is covered with nerd shit, And Jim has one of the animators in his studio has a massive like 300 fetish. He's got all of these like Centurion helmets that are like hand fucking hammered from
Wow.
around the world, like some really rare fucking awesome shit. Anyway, it was very cool. We got a bunch of we got to watch them working on certain episodes. We got to see how they did the Palace Invasion episode. So they
You're going to tell me where this place is so that I can go check it out, right?
they pulled the composites and let us watch watch the rendering of it, which was really
Wow.
fucking cool to do. And anyway, we got a couple of limited edition. My favorite coffee cup is a 1 of 9 It's a coffee cup from Trinity Animation that's got scenes that they've animated from Archer on it. And so there's only 9 of them in the world, and I have one of them, and Chris has another one. And then we got T-shirts that they printed for the crew there to commemorate their time with Archer. It's an OD Green T-shirt, but it's got Archer on it, and I'll never wear it. I want to frame it in a letterbox and put it, or a shadow box, and put it on my wall. But that's my little Archer nerdism. It's
I officially hate you, Sean.
Don't hate him.
I do.
Don't.
The show, and just for full disclosure, before anybody is like, who listens, is like calls bullshit. They're like, "Fuck you, you're a liar." The show is done in Georgia, okay? Because
Yes.
every episode made in Georgia.
Yeah, it says at the very end, made
The
in
show
Georgia.
is made in Georgia, but the digital animation composites where they do that stuff,
Yeah.
that stuff is all handled by Trinity. So it's pretty cool.
Where is Trinity?
It's in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Here in Moo.
All right, well, I'm going to go. I need to get in the car because
It
I
is
got a few
that
hours
time.
of driving now.
It is that time, actually. So we are right here at the very end of the episode. So you want to talk about your business venture, since you
Sure.
didn't exactly touch on that at all, like I asked you to?
Yeah, I started a new business recently. I am selling cosmetics.
Nice.
Senegence Cosmetics, specifically Lip Sense is the big seller.
Now the lipstick that you wore to my birthday.
Yes.
The one that you were like oohing and all over, the fact that you put it on like early that day, and
Oh, you can put it on and it'll stay on for 2 days. As long as you continuously apply gloss.
Yeah.
Like as long as you sporadically apply your gloss, then yeah, it stays on. It does not come off. You can eat, you can drink, you can smoke, you can suck a dick, and it will not come off.
I was just gonna say the true test of a good lipstick
No,
is
it will absolutely.
can you blow your man and not
The
have
red-
anyone be able to tell?
And Sean, you remember how bright red my lips were that day?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to explain to you what I went home and did later that evening, but the next day I woke up, I slept. I sucked dick, then I slept, and I woke up the next day and my lips were still flawless.
That's fucking beautiful.
It's
So much-
amazing.
So much for rainbow parties.
oh my
I know. Sorry.
Well, I mean, well, hey, you know,
But
if anybody out there is listening and they've got
if you're
significant,
interested?
and you got a significant other, or you know, if you yourself use
And
makeup of that
it's
variety,
not just the lipstick. They also have eyeshadows. They've got mascaras. They've got a whole collection
So
of
do you have,
face
like-
products
do you have,
that
like,
are
a-
amazing quality.
Do you have like a website you've got put together?
Right
or
now, I just have on
operating off of Facebook.
just off of Facebook, and the group is called the Ginger's Beauty Babes.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all I got going on right now.
Guys, if you're tired of having your girlfriend's lipstick on your dick when you go home to your wife,
Well, hey, you know, I mean,
Or guys, if your girlfriend has ever used the excuse, "I don't want to mess up my lipstick,"
Yeah.
buy a case.
There you
and
go.
Get your dick sucked.
or
There you
we'll
go.
go a different angle because none of you guys are crossing this bridge. If you yourself just like to wear makeup,
There you go.
I
guys,
mean,
if you like to suck dick and are tired of having your lipstick rub off,
you know, you got a show later that
Anybody.
evening.
You know,
Right?
I
You
can't.
know?
I'll be honest. I can't count the number of times that I've had to turn a guy down because I was like, I don't want to mess
I
this
don't
up.
want to mess up your makeup.
You know?
I mean, the other
I'm
day,
going to the cinema later. I need
so
my makeup.
I
to
went
look
over
good.
to Sean's place the other night, and this is the story
Oh,
I was going to tell.
fuck.
I went over to Sean's place the other day, and he bought a 5-pound bag of gummy bears.
I just bought like a pound bag of gummy
Oh no,
bears.
these
He
are
bought
special.
those gummy bears, the ones
Haribo
that,
ones?
the ones that have the,
No,
the review, the ones that I was.
Time
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I keep a stock of the Haribo ones.
I
okay?
love the Haribo
I keep
ones.
10 pounds in the house at all times. Okay. However, these are Haribo sugar free.
And the sugar-free ones are the ones that give you the shits.
Yes.
The ones
Okay.
that have like the amazing reviews that I was
Gotcha.
having you read. Yeah,
Yes.
that. So
I
he
keep
had
5 pounds
those.
of those at all times. as
So
well.
I had
Wow.
my cargo pocket filled with Jolly Ranchers, and then out of nowhere, my brain was like, "Hey, you know what?" And I pulled one of the fucking watermelon ones out.
No,
and
no, no.
He's standing right
Hold
there.
on. He dug in his pocket for a minute. And so
I was like,
what
I was
the
like,
shit?
I
And you
reached
can
in
hear
there.
The wrappers?
I got a blue one. I go, no. I got a green one. No. And I was like, finally, I get a red one. I was looking for a red one, and I finally find a red one. It was watermelon. It wasn't cherry like I was wanting, but it was.
He's a pro too. He unwrapped it with a single hand in his
and
pocket.
I was like, hey, Sean. He turns around, and I'm like, we're about to have a Superman moment here. And I reached up, and went, yep, and fed him a fucking watermelon.
Oh my god.
And he stood there and took it.
Yep.
This is like Lex Luthor kind of thing.
Oh
You
yeah,
got a
yeah,
little
that's
bit of
exactly.
Lex
I was like,
kink?
I was like, hey, Sean. He turned around. I was like, we're gonna
Okay.
have a Superman moment.
And
I
he
was like,
puts it in my mouth, and as I suck it in, and I'm thinking about this at the same time he did it, and all of a sudden I go, and somehow, as creepy as that was, it was still less awkward than Lex Luthor doing it.
No, it was just as awkward, I promise you. I didn't have to be there to know that.
It was like, what the fuck?
What is wrong with you, Matt? What is wrong with you?
He's got problems.
He don't mean many.
Well, I'm still working on transgender frogs and big boys.
He's got 99 problems, but feeding Jolly Ranchers to dudes is not one of them.
Roper.
What?
Roper. Yeah. Roper.
Yeah.
Take it down.
Oh man! So guys, get over, check out all of our other videos, like and subscribe. Watch the Let's Plays that I've been doing. Check out some of Sean's Let's Plays. He's actually kind of horrible at playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. He'll get better.
Eat a dick, Jungle.
It was. I watched.
I don't even need to
one.
say phrasing for that one.
I watched the first one, and it was delightful watching you try. You will get better.
I will get better.
You will get better. Yes.
Yeah, only over time.
Mm-hmm. You just got to keep trying. Dire Monkey, you got anything over here happening that you want the peoples to know about?
New update for Heroes of Dire goes out on Steam, I believe, next week.
Yeah?
Yep. And new things happening. Can't tell you what. We'll announce that next week.
Oh, and lastly for us, before I let Sean do his plugs for the Geek.0s, we're going to have a contest for All Tower Media.
Yeah, we are.
No. Not the pie eating contest is another thing. Oh. I'm going to have a giveaway for All Tower Media that I'm actually getting put together. I just got to get the item that I'm giving away actually delivered to me, and then that'll be a thing. Sean, you got anything over at Geek.0 that you got going on?
Yeah. You guys come check us out at Geek.0. That's GEEKPOINT0.com. Just spell it out. And of course, all the social medias at /Geek.0. Spell it out as well. GEKPOINT0. Anyway, we keep a constant stream of good, awesome stuff coming up on our Twitter and Facebook feeds as far as what's latest in the news, as far as tech and pop culture, and of course, a lot of gaming. And we do giveaways as well. We've got something very, very cool coming up for
Sweet.
end of the month. So, yeah.
Awesome
you can
sauce.
win things.
Because you can win things.
You haven't had me do that in a while.
You've missed out on the last couple of times. So that's the end of the episode. Boys and girls, have a safe night, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Shit snacks.
Would you stop that?
I love turtles.